Very excited to be here with each and every one of you guys today. As we get started, or before we get started, make sure if you look through here and you don't see some of your affiliates on here that you know that you want to have on here live, make sure you send them a quick reminder. We're going to get started here in about 1 minute. I just got to get my partners in crime on the co-host side. And the way Facebook works these days is they don't work very well with third parties. So we're going to put the recording in there afterwards so you can be able to tag some people in it. And let me find, where's my friend? Is he on here today? Let me go find Corinne real quick. She's not on yet. All right, so we'll get her on here in a second. We got a lot of information to go through, but first and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up today. I heard this a lot, but a good friend of mine, actually, Jeff, who's on here with us today, he always says, having success is about 90% of success is just showing up. And, I always correlate that to the gym. It's like, it's harder to go to the gym to work out, but once you're at the gym, it's easy to work out. It's the part from your house to the gym that's a bitch. That's the hardest part about what it takes to get where you want to go in life. And so just showing up and committing to your future is a very big deal. And I can tell you right now, our leadership, Jake, Corinne, Bart, myself, we definitely see you guys and very grateful for each and every one of you. And we've got a very important training aligned for you guys today. I know a lot of you been asking us about what I believe our flagship product is, which is going to be our separator for the long game, which is our travel agent program. We're going to give you guys some big updates on that today. So you're going to want to make sure that you're here and present and accounted for, and that your team is as well. If you don't have a pen and a piece of paper or something digital to take notes on, make sure you do that. Before I forget, because I don't want to forget, this is probably the most important announcement that we have all weekend. This is definitely go down in history, but we have Sandy Toes' birthday tomorrow. So I want to make sure that we wish her happy birthday. She turns 21 tomorrow. She will be legal. So we're excited about that. So give her some love in the chats. She'll be at the beach all day tomorrow celebrating with her toes in the sand. So happy birthday to you, my friend. We appreciate you. You've been crushing the charts the last 2 months, and we're grateful for your commitment and your belief and your trust in Levarti and where we're going, and it does not go unnoticed. So next thing I want to do is I want to actually bring Corinne up real quick to give you guys some updates. We had a very good call last Saturday with the first winners of the foundation. And Corinne, if you can unmute yourself and just kind of share how that call went, what the process is looking like, how the donations are, where they can donate, and all this stuff. We'll kick it off on a positive note with you.
Yay. Well, I'm excited to share with you guys a little bit about our meeting last Saturday after this meeting. I think that Jake, Bart, and DJ would agree with me that not only was it awesome to be able to make the family aware of what we all have made possible for them, but probably the best part of that call was that we played a little video for them, showing them the ship, giving them a little tour of the ship, and they were unmuted. And so we got to hear their commentary of the ship. And I think we were all laughing and smiling and very much enjoyed that. I think one of my favorite comments was, excursions, why would we need to leave this ship? And so they were just commenting all along the way. That was super fun to watch. As far as donations are concerned, we have received some in, and so we are super thankful for that. This week, I personally am going to be reaching out to those of you who did make a pledge, because we have not received all of the pledges in that were made. So I'm going to just reach out to you and see how I can help facilitate that, and make sure that you guys have what you need to get those submitted. And then here in a second, I will go into our Levarti Nation Facebook group, and I'm going to do an @everyone to bring the ways to donate up to the top of the page. So we definitely appreciate everything that y'all have done and are making this possible for this family. We still have a bit to go to make this happen. And so anything that y'all feel called to do would be greatly appreciated.
Awesome. Thank you. And you'll be back here soon for your big message of the day. Super excited about that. And so a lot of you guys know that everything, how many of you guys have been around since founders and or pre-launch or been early on adapters with what we're doing? And just so you know, we're grateful for you. Jake and I are going to figure out the next what we promised every quarter for our founders is a very special and unique training for our founders. We're going to plan on doing that the first part of June before we jump on the cruise. So keep an eye out on your email notifications for that. I know that a lot of emails can go out and they fall on deaf ears over time. Just know that with Levarti, one of the things that Jake and I promise, like literally, this is a big pet peeve of ours, we will never over notify you. How many of you are on email lists and you get more notifications than a stock alert? I mean, it's insane how many notifications that you get and emails. And how many of you are like me, just go in your emails and hit delete, 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 and you don't even pay attention to them? Just know that anything that is sent out from corporate is a very true need to know update, announcement, promotion, because we will not send it out just to send it out because that's what we do. That's not the case. So just know if you get an email from us, it is important. It's either your commissions. That's probably the one that I get the most, and you probably get is the notifications on commissions. But then you get text notifications when there's important, information like Saturday trainings, Tuesday, Thursday night presentations. If you're not a part of the Shout app, make sure you get in the Shout app, because every Monday through Friday, you have leaders like Corinne and Dave Dove and Sandy Toes, and I'll pop up on there once a week. We're doing the DMO power hours, and we're mixing it up a little bit and really, adding some mindset, personal development with action steps along the way. So there's a lot of community that we're building within what we're doing. So just make sure you get plugged in. If you're brand new, welcome to the family. That's most important. And make sure you're in our Facebook community. Make sure the person that invited you on gets you the website to our Levarti Lounge, which is our onboarding system to get you in the money. That is very important. And so a lot of you guys have known, and you've heard myself say it if you've been in conversations with our leaders and Jake and Bart, we believe that 2024 is what we call our foundational year. The foundational year is we're cleaning up and fine-tuning and adjusting for our real big launch. And I know that we pre-launched in September of 2023, and we officially launched in February of 2024. Coming from Jake's perspective and my perspective and Bart's, I can tell you that in our opinion, our true Launch, where everything's going to be running like smooth as molasses, as they say, is going into 2025, or the event in Scottsdale, Arizona at the end of 2024. All right. That is to us because we launched and then we said, okay, let's see how everything is working, fine tuning. Let's make the adjustments. There's some things we're really satisfied with. Like, I believe that our systems, our tools, our resources, our community, our culture is really getting dialed in. I really believe that. We hired an outside source to help us with our funnels, who's a Jedi, 2 Comma Club member with Russell Brunson and ClickFunnels, not in a year, not in a month, not in a quarter, in one freaking day. Like, she's Jedi good. And she's building the future of Levarti for us, and funnels and email campaigns and text campaigns and some automation. How many of you just want to get really good at, piquing people's interest and asking if they're open? And when they say yes, you just put them in the top of a funnel and let the magic happen. Because let me tell you something. There are people that do tens of millions of dollars. Let me hear this. Tens of millions of dollars with the software and the technology that we're going to deliver to you guys, that is all automated, and you don't even know who they are in the world because they're affiliate marketers and all they do is automation, and they make millions of dollars just by putting people in the funnel. All right. And our funnels will be fine-tuned and adjusted over 6 months because we're going to constantly be fine-tuning them. One thing about funnels and automation, it never ends. Like, it's never ending. You can always fine-tune, adjust, and make some changes. And we, retained this individual for the long game. We want her to eventually be a full-time part of Levarti and constantly being with us with all of our marketing, our copyright on our videos. And we should have our very first one to roll out because we've got 6 different funnels. For those of you that haven't heard this, we're going to lead with our Passport Lite product with one, our Passport product, our travel agent, then all 4 together, and then the opportunity with them all. And then for those of you that are travel agents, we're going to create at the very end a funnel for you just to get customers. And so we're a very customer driven company, which we're really excited about. And then I'm sure along the way, we'll go back into the science labs and come up with some other cool ideas as well, because that's what we always do. All right. Now, to say all that, I want to let you guys know, and I'll bring Jake up on here with me on this, and we'll announce this. And we're going to get into some very intense training. How many of you guys truly want to position yourself to be able to be at a full-time income going into 2025? Put me in the chat if that's you. Like, no BS, no sugarcoating. I'm like, literally, I'm going to give you the exact formula on what it takes, because you guys know this is a numbers game. Like, this is more of a leadership training today. So again, if you don't see your teammates on here, send them a reminder going, you're going to want to be on this. They're making a big announcement right now. And then afterwards, we're going to go into a very meaty detail where you're going to want a pen and piece of paper training. And I'm going to give you a big perspective and then have Corinne come on. And then I'm going to wrap it up. I've got a very special video for you guys at the very end of this, and just kind of put you something into perspective. But one of the things that Jake, myself, and Bart are very passionate about is creating a separator in our company. And what we believe, because let's face it, there's a lot of companies in our space that sell. Do you guys know? And maybe you do. I'm going to have a leadership conversation with you. But in the network marketing profession, how many of you know there's something called product-based companies out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you know there's product-based companies. Product-based companies sell lotions and potions, nutrition, supplements, things like that. Do you know there's maybe, and Jake can correct me if I'm wrong, about a half a dozen manufacturers that manufacture all of the products that are all in the network marketing space? And all they do is they put different lipstick on the bottle, different labels, different names, and different, it's the same ingredients, but it's different look, touch, feel, smell, but it's the exact same. And what makes those companies different is the community, the people, the mission, the entrepreneurship. And that's what makes us different. There's a lot of companies that don't have travel as their main and only product. Like, we're the only company, other than one that just got started, that I'm aware of, that only focus on travel related products. Everybody else has like nutrition or skincare and travel, or they're like the Amazon of the industry, and then they just added travel. And it's a second, oh, by the way, where we actually lead with our flagship product. And so, our booking engine, there's a lot of booking engines out there. And here's the reality. If you lead with price and savings, they're going to leave you for price and savings somewhere else. I need you to hear that. Where if you're always nickel and diming and trying to race to the bottom of the drain in price, you're going to devalue your opportunity and product, where you have to raise the value and the benefits to match the price. There's a big difference in there. And so just understand, our curated trips, that's the biggest thing. Like, I was actually yesterday talking to Sandy Toast for it might have been the 38th time yesterday. I couldn't remember. I lost track after 10, but, and I'm joking. She's helping me with a project, but I'm not joking. The reality is that at the end of the day, is what we really truly sell is the community, the curated trips, the personal development, the people, the experiences, the memories. That's what we sell. I don't sell the fact that you can save $15 on a Marriott. That nobody cares about the $15. At the end of our 12 months, you get a free hotel voucher, a credit, a certification to stay in a hotel in one of the 3,000 locations around the world for a customer appreciation program. You get access to these curated trips. How many of you are excited? There's about 32 people going on a cruise with us in a couple weeks in June. And then in July, we've got almost 30 people going with us to Cancun, and the same thing in August to Las Vegas. And Sandy Toes is putting a Key West, or maybe I shouldn't say this, but she's putting a Key West trip together. Put in your calendar for October. And she's putting a whole social media retreat and experience and excursion together. We know some people are putting things together in November for a cruise. And so we're going to be launching something out of our convention for December. So just know that is going to be the stickiness. I talked to a friend of mine that was in my past company. He's like, DJ, what's crazy is so many people are selling price, 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 price. And in the last company, a lot of you guys know, Jake and I came from World Ventures. It's not a secret, is we didn't sell price. We sold curated trips and experiences, and people that travel together, stay together, and personal development and mindset, and just continuity. How do you say it? Continuity, and just building that rapport. That was a big ass word, by the way, for me this morning. All right. It's not even 8:30 here yet. We're rolling. All right. So just want you to know, I don't even know how to spell that word, but it just came right out. But understand something. It's a big deal for me. All right. So just understand that's what we're creating is unity. And the one differentiator for us is not our Passport Lite, although we will get 1 million users in 36 months. And all of you that are here in 36 months will have the best life ever. Your dream life will come true. We will have hundreds of thousands of people on our Passport product. We'll have hundreds of thousands and eventually millions of people on our travel agent program. Like this, what we're building, and Jake, if I think you're there with me, is we are very strategic with what we're doing right now. We are growing. You guys know we started this with no borrowed funds. 90% of the money, and I'm very transparent, that we put in has already been put back, and we're reinvesting our money. Like we are truly virtually a debt-free company, and we're not even 90 days old. So give it up for each and every one of you guys. That is a big deal. 90% of companies fail within their first 5 years, not because of lack of vision. Not lack of vision, not lack of their dreams, of systems, of tools. It's because they overspend and they mismanage money. And you got to give it up to Jake Kevorkian, Dave Price, because of course I'm involved to a degree, but these guys are the ones that really make sure the ship is running tight with what we're doing alongside with Bart. And so we're very, we want to grow faster than anybody. And we see other companies that are growing 5,000, 10,000 people a month. They've been around for a long time. We know where we're going. And one of the things that we have to be mindful of, and you do too, is not get comparitis. That's a very, very bad disease. It can take you down just as big as any other ones. But once you start getting comparitis, you're going to start backpedaling. You're going to get a sick feeling in your gut, and it's going to do one of two things. It's going to either motivate you or knock you out of the game. And so just know, we know what's going on there, but we know that we have our blinders on because Levarti's running their own race, and we're growing at the speed that we need to right now. But one thing for us is finish never is. We always want more, and we always want to go faster, but we also want to be here long term. How many of you have friends in network marketing? Every quarter, every 6 months, or every year, they're pitching a different product, service, or opportunity, and because either A, their company went out of business, or B, they're just a hopper and they hop everywhere trying to find the shiny object that's going to get them across the finish line the fastest. We know Levarti will be here, that will be the next Amway, if you will. And that's a big, bold statement. And so leading to what I want to talk about right now is we're going to be launching what I believe the flagship product in the game. We already have it, by the way. We already have it, Jake, is our travel agent program. That's going to be the difference maker for Levarti for the long game. And we are launching a 2.0 travel agency on or before our convention. And it's going to be a lot different, and it's going to be sharper. One of the things, and I'll have Jake come on here, is you need to understand this though. It's all the 1.0 product we have is absolutely amazing. The benefits that you get as a travel agent. I just booked for the cruise a property in Miami, literally downtown in Brickell, in the Brickell area, for those of you that know Miami, for literally $70 a night in Miami on a Friday night at a Marriott property, blocks away from in downtown, which on the public site was almost $300 with tax. Like the value that we have, if you're a travel agent and you're not going through the Marriott training and you're not going through all the different trainings from the cruise lines to the hotels and all the specialties and trying to figure out your niche, or going through the main travel campus training just to get familiar with everything, you're missing out in a big way. Like I just gave Sandy Toes a $14,000 sale for a friend of mine who's going to Bora Bora. I didn't want to deal with it. She's number one money earner. She's a friend. I trust her. I connected her. She's building a $14,000 trip for them. And there's a 10% commission, and she's at 80% commission on that. So do the math. I just gave her a layup on that. And that's the kind of stuff that we have right now. So you can get the fundamentals. But I will tell you, Jake and I are not goofballs. I'll say that politely. All right. We're not idiots. All right. We know that it's not perfect. It's not perfect yet. When we are all about perfection. So Jake, you want to come up for a few minutes and share where we're going before I dive into this training with our travel agent program?
Yeah, for sure. And did I hear you right? Did you say continuity?
I did. Don't tell anybody, please. I don't
Wow.
people
Okay.
think I'm that intelligent. All right. Let's just
That is impressive, man. Continuity, the word of the day. Look it up if you don't know. That's good.
I
That's
hope
so
it aligned with what I was saying. I just heard it
it
once.
was.
No.
It actually was.
All right, good.
You used it in the right context. That was good. Um, so yes, what DJ said is very true. We are very committed to making our product better and better and better. You've heard me say this, and this is what we strive for. We strive for each and every day that passes that is the worst day that Levarti will ever see, right? We want to get better tomorrow. Even if it's incremental, that's okay. If it's incremental the next day, that's okay, because over time, it makes a huge difference. So just know that one of the things, and we talk multiple times a day, DJ and I speak multiple times a day. Bart and I speak multiple times throughout the week, and we're constantly focused on how do we make this company better? How do we make it more efficient? How do we make it more exciting? How can we drive more sales into the revenue share pool for the reps? Because again, we've said this before, we've got the very unique opportunity to go out as a company and do some marketing ourselves that will ultimately benefit you guys. You can't do that in any other network marketing company, any other direct sales affiliate type business, because you would be the reps would view you as competing with them. If you're selling the product outside there, doing advertising, they might view that as you competing with them. But because of the fact that we have, well, a couple of things. Number one, we've got a product that just has such wide appeal, right? And then number two, the fact that we have this revenue share pool, that the more sales we can create, the more it benefits you guys. And but along with the travel agent program that DJ's talking about, we're making it better. We're in the process right now as we speak to make that product better. And again, I want to reiterate what DJ said. We have it now, and it's good now. You can sell the travel agent program now and put people through the training and certify them. We have people booking trips now. You don't have to wait. In fact, don't wait, right? It's just, and you know what? I almost hesitate even making these announcements because we're always going to be getting better, right? Everything you see is going to improve. But, when we were on the phone this morning, DJ made a good point. He said, if you look back, the very first couple of models of the iPhone still work. I mean, if you guys can see this, this is like a little tiny, I don't know, this is like maybe iPhone 7 or something. I don't know. It's old. People make fun of me all the time, every time they see it, but it works, right? I use it every day and it works. But ultimately, I'll get a new iPhone and it'll be better. And so 2.0 on the travel agent program's coming. We're going to upgrade the training, make it a little more exciting, more modern. better interface for the agent when they're booking and connecting with all of the suppliers, more responsive on the customer service side, and ultimately, probably some better commissions. Okay. So it's getting better, but don't wait. We've got it now. Continue to promote it now. Continue to build the momentum now. And the people that you bring into the fold now, they're just going to have an opportunity to see us evolve and see this product get better and better as we go. And then I just want to just tell a real quick story here regarding these, what you've heard us talk over the last few weeks about, and DJ touched on it today, that the company that we hired to build out some marketing platforms, some landing pages and funnels for us that we're going to be driving some money into. And you guys will also have the benefit of using that exact same, everything we build, you're going to have access to, okay? But we're just going to take it, we're going to invest in it, we're going to make it great, and then we're going to go and we're going to drive our own sales into this plan for you guys so we can boost up the revenue share pool. But last week, and DJ knows this story, last week, I've got a guy at my club here that I play golf with that I've known for a while. My son is very good friends with him. He was more of an acquaintance of mine until very, very recently, but I knew who he was. And just when I say successful, okay, I'm talking this guy's made hundreds of millions of dollars. All right. I mean, he's got 2 jet airplanes that he personally owns. This guy has been very, very successful. And they called me over. They own a manufacturing facility. And yes, by the way, DJ's right. There are about a half a dozen companies in this industry that are making all the products. And you've got hundreds of companies selling basically, in some cases, there are some proprietary stuff, but in most cases, they're selling stuff that, you can get at 100 other different network marketing companies. It comes down to culture and training and the people and all of that stuff, right? So these guys that I'm talking about, they own a manufacturing facility, and it's one of the top 5 largest facilities in the country. And the FDA every single year puts out these report cards, right? They come in and audit your facility, and they're looking, because they're putting out dietary supplements, right? They've got to be, manufacturing these in a proper environment. And every single year they get the absolute highest score possible on all the FDA reports. So just an unbelievable solid organization doing a couple of $100 million per year. They're one of these companies that manufacture for a lot of these direct sales companies. So anyway, I'm in there the other day. I had lunch with them, and I'm in the conference room at this manufacturing facility. And I find out that this company is only 5 years old. And I said to Gary, I go, how in the hell can you do something like this in 5 years? Like, for those of you that may know, it takes an enormous amount of investment to open a facility like that, to be FDA compliant and all the machinery. He's got machines in there that he's paid over $1 million for one machine. And I said, what 5 years? Like, what did you do before this? And you know what he said? He said, well, we made a bunch of money in affiliate marketing. And we took that money and we invested into this manufacturing facility. These guys had made tens of millions of dollars. They're 2 brothers, tens of millions of dollars selling nutritional products online, marketing funnels, landing pages, exactly what we're going to be doing, right? And what they found was a couple of their products that they were selling, the manufacturing facility that they were using couldn't keep up with the orders. And they were constantly on back order. They couldn't even keep up with the volume that these guys were sending them through their marketing efforts on a landing page on the internet, right? And so it was because of that they decided to start the manufacturing facility. Then they opened up a fulfillment center. Now they own a credit card processing company, and they're fully vertically integrated. But it all started with being affiliate marketers. So these guys are experts in that world, okay? And when I came over, the reason they invited me over is they know I have a lot of contacts in this industry, and they were hoping to get me to refer them to some people I knew that maybe they could do some manufacturing for, right? That was their reason for bringing me over. But they asked me what I'm doing now. So I started talking about our product. And do you know, as soon as I started talking about it, they were like, oh my God, that would be the hottest thing ever through affiliate marketing. You know, if the proper funnels and the proper landing pages and the proper marketing plan was put in place, that would be as hot as anything we've ever done. And I'm telling you guys, this is coming from somebody who has reached the absolute top of that game. So I just want you to know that's what we're working on. I'm going to have these guys in the process with us, looking at what we're doing, making sure that it's on point. As DJ said, the girl that created this is one of the best in the industry. So I'm telling you, we're hopeful, right? We're very, very hopeful, and not only hopeful, but confident that we're going to deliver you guys a point guided direct marketing funnel that's just going to blow this thing up like you can't believe. But you know, as always, I just really appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you, you know, the ones that have been here for so long, that have believed in this and continue to believe in this, and hopefully, like me, you continue to see this improve, and you will continue to see it improve each and every day, each and every week, each and every year we go by. And it's going to be a fun journey. But, you know, in regards to, just to wrap it up, in regards to the travel agent program, just like everything else in the company, we're making it better. Okay. Don't wait, keep pushing, but know that it's always going to get better. So back to you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, Jake. Thanks for sharing that. One thing that hopefully you're okay with me saying, that you got me really excited the other day, Jake, is he called me like 3 times and I was on a call and he's like, call me. And I was like, you could tell he was excited. And these guys have a database of how many people, Jake, that they want to turn Levarti onto and build their own little systems.
They've got, well, I don't know in their total database, but they've got 7 million different, over 7 million current buyers that are buying stuff from them, through some of their marketing efforts in the past. So I don't know how big the total database is, but 7 million current buyers. And they feel like that there is a place, a strong place to position this product. So when you hear that from guys like that, it's very, very, very encouraging, and just reinforces that we've got something that's big.
Yeah, that's massive. I mean, just getting 1% of 7 million can change an entire company in a big way. So just now, what does that have to do with you? Everything, as long as you position yourself in the highest pools you desire in the shortest amount of time possible, right? And so what I want to cover with you guys right now is I want to cover 2 topics and then bring my friend Corinne on, and she's going to share a message, and I'll come back up and wrap it up here with a video. And so just kind of a message leading into the weekend. But I want you guys to understand, how many of you guys have the desire to maybe eventually get to pool 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 and help many other people do the exact same thing. And it's nice to say, it's nice to hear, but how do we get from the starting gate to the finish line, whatever that finish line is for you? And one of the things that I've always learned is what you write down, what you track, and you measure, you can improve upon, right? You can scale upon. Like every successful entrepreneur that has a very successful company is not just living in the present, they're living in the future. Like my wife yesterday, she's like, you're always talking about millions of dollars in revenue and sales and what the pools will look like, and you're always like, Jake thinks I future cast with him. My wife, she probably won't pull her eyeballs out because I'm future casting all the way until my eyelids hit my head hits the pillow every night. She's probably thankful that I go to bed when I do, because I'm constantly talking about where we're going to be at the end of this year in 2025 and what 2030 is going to look like and all the things. And I do this. In fact, I have a client of mine that, a lot of you guys know that I am and was a coach for the Higdon Group. I recently just put my notice that I'm not going to take any more clients and just focus 100% on you guys and pouring into you. And if they want training, I'll have to send them one of your links to get training because they got to be a part of Levarti. But with that being said, I helped a client go from 250,000 a year to $500,000 a year in his business this year, the last 12 months. And I gave him a perspective, and now I'm going to be training his entire team on this exact topic. So I felt compelled to share it with you guys this morning. So I want to go over this with you. All right. Right now, today, we have, let me grab my notes. We have 232 days left in 2024. All right. Put that down on your notepad. You're going to need to know about that. That's 33 weeks and 1 day left in 2024. I know that sounds a little overwhelming already, but 232 days left. And so you have, I want you to understand, 232 days of this year to position yourself where you want to be for 2025. Now, I know this from the past, that if you want to get to a full-time income, whatever that is for you, maybe it's a six-figure income, maybe it's an $80,000 a year, whatever it is, I know that you need to show 1,000 people this opportunity. I know that. I know that for a fact. Like, if you show 1,000 people an opportunity, you are going to get into a commission level that is very substantial. All right. And I'm going to go over the numbers. Now, I know everybody on here has a different conversion rate. A conversion rate is how many people you talk to and how many people actually convert and sign up into your business. So I played devil's advocate a little bit. I dumbed it down. I did it to the masses, not to the A-listers, not to the top 5% of every company. I'm talking to the 85%ers, the 80%ers. The 80% of the people that want to just eventually get rid of their boss over time, whenever that is. Now, so how many of you want to go down this rabbit hole with me? And we'll start with the end in mind. Like, okay, I need 1,000 exposures. That sounds overwhelming. Where's my paper bag? Because I'm hyperventilating right now. That's a lot. That's what it sounds like. That's where your brain just went to. And I want you to understand something. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You just got to peel the layers back. So let's start with the end in mind. We're going to reduce it down to the ridiculous and make it make sense for you. Okay. Now, if you need to have 1,000 exposures to make a full-time income, and if you divide that 1,000 by 232, that's only 4.3 exposures a day. It's only 4.3 exposures a day. How many of you feel that it's a lot easier to obtain 4.3 exposures a day versus 1,000 in the next 232 days? Does it sound different to you? It's more bite-sizable, okay? Now, how do we get those 4.3 exposures a day? Well, you're going to have to do 5,000 reach outs in the next 232 days. Now, some of you just said, forget that. I'm out. I can't do that. Now, I'm just giving it to you real. I'm telling you, most people won't shoot straight with you in a company like this. I'm going to give it to you straight today. 5,000 exposures over 232 days. Put this in the chat if you're paying attention. It's only 22 reach outs a day. To get 5,000 reach outs in 232 days is only 22 a day. How many of you can reach out and wish 22 people a happy birthday? Or, hey, thanks for the love on my previous post. Were you just being supportive? Are you actually interested in what I do to make some extra money working from home? Or, hey, thanks for the love on my previous post. Were you just being supportive? Or do you want to know how I travel for wholesale instead of paying retail? How many of you are doing that anyways, but you're just not doing 22 a day? All right, 22 a day. That's it. 22, 2. That's it. Now, if you can get 50% of those to reply to your reach outs, which is very realistic, that means half the people are going to ghost your ass, meaning not respond. They're going to ignore you like you never existed. Don't take it personally. I get ghosted. Jake gets ghosted. Corinne gets ghosted. Dave Dove gets ghosted. Sandy Toes gets ghosted. All right, I'm just telling you, we all get ghosted. But if 2,500 of those reply to the 5,000 reach outs, that's 11 people a day responding to you reaching out to them. That's 11. All right. So to get 1,000 exposures, you got to reach out to 5,000. Half of them reply. Then you get 1,000 exposures, and all you do is sign up 200. So that's 20% of the exposures. let me put something into perspective. This is one calculation I forgot left out. Okay. If I take 200 divided by 5,000 reach outs, that's 4%. The 4% of the people you reach out to sign up in your business. Okay. This is sales 101. Like you have to make, like when I was in the mortgage industry, I made 100 calls a day, 100 calls a day, cold calls out of the phone book, smiled and dialed, got hung up on, got cussed out at, like all the things you can imagine, 4% a day. So here's the deal. Take your current numbers. Who wants a reality check right now? Go take your current reach outs, your current reply, your current exposures, and your current signups at 4%. See, if you're only reaching out to 10 people a week, you're not going to sign up anybody because the 4% doesn't even come into play. If you're reaching out to 10 people a week, 5 people reply, and then one person takes a look at it and you don't sign anybody up, no wonder why you're not signing any people up. You're not doing enough numbers. What you lack in skill, you make up in what? Numbers. That's how it works. So I want you to raise your understanding, raise your expectations. Ask yourself, am I doing enough? And this is going to be a kick in the gut. Like if you want to make a part-time income, no exaggeration, you need to, like, how many of you heard me train on the 5-5-3 when we did DMOs, especially early on, right? You want to connect and reach out to 5 new people a day. You want to ask 5 people a day if they're open and get 3 people a day to take a look. That's on a very, 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 very part-time basis. I'm talking about getting to a full-time income. And I'm only saying an average of 4.3 exposures a day. You want to condense time? You want 10 people a day to look at your business. I'm just telling you flat out. It's like you want to go from the quickest point from point A to point B. That's how you do it and condensed in time. So don't get frustrated of where you're at in your business. It's a reality check going, okay, is Levarti working for me or am I working for Levarti? And if you're not looking at yourself, inspecting what you expect in your business and your teammates, that's why your business is not where it's at. It's not because we don't have the 2.0 travel agency program yet. Listen, we put in thousands of sales before we even launched that in the first place. In fact, it wasn't even on our radar back in September that we were going to have that product, and it just fell in our lap. Thank God it did. And just know where we're going with it is incredible. But how many of you, reality check, just inspected your daily method of operation, your weekly, your monthly, your quarterly? How many of you are on track for 5,000 reach outs? How many of you realize in order to get to the highest pools you desire, do you realize getting 200 signups, you're going to be qualified in pool 10 for your personal sales? And then in 2025, all you have to do is go into your team and help them develop leaders, help them hit their goals. See, the more people you help get what they want in life, we've heard this a million times, you automatically get what you want. So don't get frustrated is my favorite word. Don't get frustrated. Get what, Jake? You get fascinated, right? And so that's the truth of the matter is inspect your business. Are you living up to the standards that you set for yourself? Or are you making excuses on why you're not where you're at? So it's a numbers game. Now, yes, you need motivation. Yes, you need to sharpen your skill. Let me talk about that because how many of you got some value out of that little aha moment, by the way? Literally, I took a guy from $250,000 to $500,000 a year this year in the last 12 months when we helped him identify where he was lacking in his business. And we're going to do a deep dive on this for his team. And I'm just telling you guys, 232 days left this year. I want you to understand, Levarti is not here just for 2024. 2024 is your year. It's your position to move, to produce, to get ahead of the crowd, to get as many people in the pools that you desire along with you. This is the foundational year. This is the building blocks of 2024 will be talked about 10, 20, 30 years from now, knowing that this was the first year. I am telling you right now, I talk to mentors of mine. I have a mentor named Mark and Ray and all these other people. And I'm friends with master distributors and owners of companies as Jake is. And I am telling you right now, people are absolutely floored at where we are as a company in this early in this stage of the game. I'm just telling you right now, it's hard to see the picture when you're in the frame. It might be hard for you to believe that when you're in the trenches, and you might be thinking you're the only one pushing the car up the hill by yourself. But I promise you, we are working equally as hard with you in the trenches right now while we're in the lab creating systems and tools that'll push the car up the hill with you just making sure it doesn't go backwards. I'm telling you, we've got everything dialed in a big, big way. All right. So here, I'll put this in the chat real quick. You guys can see what I was looking at. Hold on 1 second. These are the numbers. And that's what you want to know right there, is right there. All right. Now, I want you to understand something. That's the numbers. Yes, you have to sharpen your skills. You have to dial in. I believe down to the core being personal development is everything. I am telling you right now, if you meet my mentor, Mark, he will tell you that I'm a different person today than I was 27 years ago when he met me. All right. And it didn't happen just out of the act of God, act of kindness. Okay. I literally worked on myself probably harder than anybody I know internally. To this day, I listen to 90 minutes of personal development 5 to 6 days a week. I listen to 3 main people, and I literally focus on what they do. One of them's made $800 million in business. One of them's made almost $100 million in business. And one of them's making about $400,000 a month in network marketing. Okay. Those are the people that I pay attention to. I get trained by them. I get mentored by them from afar. I am literally all in on making myself better so I can make Levarti better. And I've done this since I was almost 19 years old. Like, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal development, learning systems, tools, working on what I can do to improve myself. So the question is, are you doing the same thing? Because there are 4 stages. This is the second part of the training. So write this down. There's 4 stages, all right, of growth in your business. All right. So the first stage that I want to cover is what's called you're a generalist. All right. That is the first stage in your business. If you're brand new, you are a generalist in your business, and that's okay. Remember, don't get comparitis. It's a bad disease. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 50. See, what people don't understand is Jake could go to a company tomorrow and climb up the charts faster than anybody. And he's brand new in that business. Now, the brand new person in that business that sees Jake come in might go get in awe of what Jake's done, but what they don't know that he's been doing this for 33 years and he built credibility and he has a captive audience where when Jake says to do something, they do something. All right. So you can't compare where you're at in your game to someone else that's been around and is a pro in the industry. All right. So right now, stage 1 is a generalist. All right. You have a broad range of skill and knowledge across a lot of different things. All right. Your ignorance on fire right now, which is better than knowledge on ice, by the way. So many people are like, I need to know everything. No, you don't. I have a lot of friends that know everything and they're dead ass broke. They have nothing going on in their life. I'm just telling you, my friends are smarter than me, book smart, but I'll run around on street smarts. I'll kick their butt, man. I have a lot of common sense and street smarts and people skills, and they don't, but they have an IQ. I don't even know what the highest IQ you can even have. That's how low my IQ is. All right. But I can tell you I can teach you how to get financially free and gain wealth and be a human and how to help people and how to train and mentor and coach and help you fulfill your goals and dreams. But they could not. All right. I'm just telling you flat out, they could not. And so everybody starts at stage 1, which is a generalist. You're early in your career. All right. Now, understand something. You're learning the wide range of the industry. All right. But you're coachable. You have to be coachable. When I met Mark, my mentor at 18, Mark did not need DJ. All right. Mark was already a millionaire. I needed Mark. And so I was going to be the best student to work with and make it likable. And I wanted him to work with me. I needed him way more than he needed me. That was a generalist. I was coachable. I was a sponge. When he said, go do this, I didn't question it. Maybe in my mind I did. I didn't tell him I did, but I was like, all right, I'll do that. On the outside, I was like, God, I hope this works. Is he crazy? I put on rollerblades. He printed out these postcards of him in front of his nice cars and his house with his story. And he gave us these oversized postcards. And I would go to the malls on the weekends. I'd go to the long-term parking at the airport. I'd put rollerblades on. I'd go at night because the security would chase us and I would be dodging cars, putting these flyers on cars. And Mark said it would work, so I did it. I didn't know if it would work, but Mark said it was going to work, so I did it. I would go to the malls. He would teach me how to be a professional shopper and compliment people on their shoes, their watch, their car, their clothing, and go pretend to go shop at the Buckle and all these stores and Nordstrom's. And all I would do is compliment the worker there and say, wow, Corinne, you must love what you do here. You must be the manager. You have such a great personality. And they'd be like, oh no, I'm not the manager here. I'm just here by the hour. I'm like, well, you obviously love what you do. And then they're like, no, I'm just here because I got to put myself through college. Well, I'll say, I don't know. This is a shot in the dark. I'm sure this has never happened to you, but I'm in charge of a company and an expansion locally in the area. And we look for people just like you. And we're expanding. And I don't know if you're open or not, but if you are, I'd love to invite you down to the office, a little interview, meet some of the people I work with. How many of you done that before? That's how I learned how to do this. I didn't go to college to figure this out. I read Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends, Influence People. I followed exactly what Mark told me to do, which I never missed an event. And I just did it because I wanted to graduate from a generalist to a specialist. That's number 2, is becoming a specialist. And what a specialist is focusing on a specific area of expertise and developing deep knowledge in this arena, meaning mastering your craft. Mark told me a long time ago, DJ, he goes, this industry, no matter what you do in life, he goes, it is worth getting good at. Like, it is worth pouring your heart, your soul, having passion, conviction, and getting great at network marketing. He said, if you can master this, you will be wealthy beyond your wildest imaginations, but you have to become a specialist. All right. You have to master your craft. You have to go all in on personal development. You Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends, Influence People, the cash flow quadrant, all, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I can name on, and I never read in high school. Why? Because all the crap bored the hell out of me in high school. That's why. I hated education until I got introduced to the right education. Now I love education. It's a different what? Perspective, isn't it? All right. Drop a 1 if you're getting some aha moments in here. Now, a specialist is great. You have a higher demand for specialized skills. You're starting to get your swagger. But stage 3 is being a professional. All right. A professional is recognizing the highest level of competency, credibility in their field. Like, they've got it dialed in. They show up on Tuesday and Thursday nights to the presentations, whether they don't have a guest or not. They're plugging into the DMOs, power hours during the weeks. They're on Saturday trainings. They're doing 3-way calls. They're doing one-on-ones. They're ATMing. They're using the rapid funnels. Like, they know where everything's at in their business. Like, they are a professional. Like, if you owned an office, you know what's in every office. You know how every system works. You know where every video is. You know where the boards app is. You know how it is, where we could drop you out of an airplane with a parachute. And as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and a device, you can create financial freedom with your business. That is a professional. The question I have for you is, are you a professional? And if the answer is no, and you don't know, like, we could put you on the hot seat in our customer service room, and we could forward our customer service phone line to you and our email lines to you, and you could take every call and know the answer to it. That is a professional. You are a professional problem solver. I love it. People are like, man, I got problems. You know what? You're always going to have problems. In fact, the people that have the most problems make the most money. That's just the way it goes. Because not only do you have problems with building, relationships in your downline or your team or in the company, you got problems at home. But now you've got problems. You don't know which investment to go for because you got so much money coming in. That's a problem. Do I buy the multifamily or the duplex? Do I buy an apartment complex or a strip center with my investments? Like, you always have problems. The only time you won't have a problem is when you're dead. Just so you know, when you get to the end of your dash, as we say, that other side, will have no problems. You want no problems? Just that's where they're at. All right. Every day you're going to have problems. All right. Here's what I know. The more problems you have, the bigger paycheck you're going to have. Write that down. All right. But are you a professional? All right. Are you holding yourself to the highest standards of ethics and professionalism? Do you have a strong reputation and credibility? Right? Act as if. I always ask people this all the time. Would you recruit you? Would you follow you? And if the answer is no, you're not a professional. You got to step your game up. I'm telling you, when you go into a networking event at a BNI group or a meetup group, or like I just recently last night went and I found the ideal place for me to play pickup pickleball. And I played last night for almost 2 hours, 90 minutes. And guess what? If somebody says, DJ, what do you do for a living? I have an answer off the cuff without even thinking about it. Why? Because I'm a professional. I practice my scripts. I rehearse my scripts. I rehearse everything we do every single day. I manifest it. I see it as if it already happened. That's why I know where we're going to be in September. I know where our funnel lady's going to have us. I know what we're going to be doing at our event. I know at convention what the white party is going to look like on Sunday night. I know what's going to happen at the dinner on Saturday night. I can't wait for Michael Burnoff on Saturday during the day. I know Friday night we're doing a huge biz opportunity here in Scottsdale, Arizona for all our locals to invite. I already can feel the energy and the atmosphere, and I already see people signing up in the business. Like, I already know that's going to happen. I know people are going to quit. I already know that. I know people are going to win. I already know that. So be a professional with your businesses. There's going to be challenges. It's not what happens to you. How many of you have heard Rocky a million times? It's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how many times you get up from being hit, right? Everybody's can get in the ring. Tyson said this, till you get hit in the chin one time. Then you want to go kick somebody's ass because they pissed you off. How many of you guys have ever got hit in the chin and you want to go ape on somebody? It's just the way it is. So just know that professionals handle the challenges. They handle the advantages. They're working on their character. They understand that they're in a season of growth. All right. Now, last but not least is stage 4. And this is where everybody wants to get to. And we'll be done, guys, in like literally 15 minutes. Hang with us because we've got some cool things coming on the end. But the stage 4 is where you want to get to. And that's where fish will eventually jump in your boat. How many of you would love to go fishing, AKA prospecting, AKA do a reel, do a video, do a static post, do a story post, and people reach out to you and say, Jeff, what are you doing? Everything you do, you got the Midas touch. Everything you do turns to gold. What are you doing now? How many of you would like to get to that stage? Drop a me in the chat. That's stage 4 is becoming a celebrity. Let me tell you flat out. Jake can attest to this. Back in our last company, Jake was a celebrity in that company. All the top money earners were celebrities in that company. You think, everybody wants to be a movie star or a singer or an actress or an actor in the real world. Think about how they cannot go anywhere in the real world because literally everybody knows who they are. Well, in our world, being a celebrity, the same kind of feeling, the same kind of energy, let me tell you, is a real thing. All right. So a celebrity is a top tier expert who is named widely recognized beyond their imagination. Like when you walk into a building, they're going to be like, oh my God, there she is. There's Sandy Toes. I've seen her before. I've seen her live. I've seen her reels. Do you guys know that my wife and I went to the gym on 3 days ago? She went with me and I was doing a workout and this guy literally across the room says, or 20 feet away from me, not across the room, but 20 feet away. And he said, "Hey, what's your name? I know you." And I'm like, making sure there's no one else there. I don't know how he knows me. I'm like, Leavenworth? No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, you know me. I go, my name's DJ. And then I said, DJ Barton. And he said, hey, it's Skylar. I worked with you in this, in solar back in the day. He goes, you slayed the digital space. You inspired me from afar. You were a teacher from afar. I still remember your 3 websites. He was like, Refer Solar with DJ, Go Solar. He goes, you did everything online. And he goes, you taught us attraction marketing, curiosity marketing. Like he was like repeating everything that he learned from me. And I never met this guy, but he was on Zooms and trainings I did for that industry when I was in, that was a chapter of my life. That's when you become a celebrity, when people recognize you. You created an impact in their life. But you have, the characteristics of a celebrity is you're an influence now. You control the space you occupy. When you walk in a room, they know your energy. They can feel you there. All right. You can talk to 10s, 9, and 8s more confidently than you probably do when you're at stage 1. How many of you are getting this? Say me. All right. So just understand something. Now, there are challenges, though, being a celebrity. High visibility. You're under scrutiny. People are watching you left and right. Are you having too many cocktails? Are you cussing too much? How are you in public? Are you acting the same way in private as you do in public? Like now there's a magnifying glass on your life, but I am telling you, there are major, major, major advantages on what you're doing because when you're an influencer, you can move people. How many of you guys understand that? But you can't become a celebrity until you become a professional. And you can't become a professional until you're a specialist. And you can't become a specialist until you're a generalist. And you can learn all the skills that we teach you. Like we'll teach you the skills. We'll teach you to find humans. How many of you agree that through all of our training, there is absolutely zero chance, zero doubt that you have enough scripts, enough tools, enough resources to go build a legacy, 232 days left to go get your 1,000 exposures to get your 200 people? Like the fundamentals are there. But if your mind is not right, it doesn't matter. Like I always tell people, inspect what you expect. Do you realize how many negative thoughts go through your mind on a daily basis? There's more negative thoughts than positive thoughts. And you're in control of that. So I want to bring up my friend Corinne. She's got a very special message for you. Hopefully you guys got some value out of the training today. I'm going to bring her up because she's going to share some wisdom with you to not only, to stack on top of the tools, the systems, the fundamentals on what it takes to have the right mindset to make sure that you have those 1,000 exposures over the next 232 days. So take it away, my friend.
Yes, and it's very funny. I promise y'all, we did not coordinate any of this. So DJ and I did not communicate about what I was going to be talking about. I had no idea what he was going to be talking about, but yet here we are, and it goes very perfectly together. I was talking with DJ this week. I said, you know what, we need more mindset here at Levarti because the reality is we get in the trenches, but we also do is we get a lot into our heads. So we need to fill our heads with truth and facts, and a shift is what I think a lot of us need to make. So I want you guys to pop in the chat the name of somebody who inspires you. Okay. I'm sure for a lot of you, that's DJ right now. But pop in the chat the name of somebody who inspires you. I got to see the names popping up. Okay. And, we need people to look up to. We need to surround ourselves with people who call us higher, who make us want to be more. We don't want to be the smartest person in the room, right? We don't necessarily want to be the most successful person in the room. If we are, we need to find more rooms. I know that one of the reasons why DJ keeps me around is because I teach him new words every week. And I know that Jake keeps me around because I help him with technology. Okay. We all need people who help us to do different things. However, what I see a lot of us doing is not only admiring, but comparing. And comparison is the thief of all joy. I will never be DJ. The world only needs one of him. We can only handle one of him, right? We don't want to compare ourselves to other people, yet we find ourselves there. And so we need to flip the switch when it comes to comparison. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how you can flip the switch when it comes to comparison, but also how you can take those people who you do admire and use them as fuel to become the best version of yourself. So here's what you do need to be comparing, okay? You do need to be comparing your current self to your past self. Am I becoming a better version of myself than where I was yesterday? Right? We need to compare our current self to our past self and to always be going a little bit more. Now, we want to do this like full like transformation, right? We want it to just happen like that. We want to be where DJ just described tomorrow, but that's not going to happen. However, if we just do 1% every single day, we just do it little by little by little, in a year, we'll be 365% further than where we are right now. So just compare ourselves to where we were yesterday and say, what can I do? What's one thing that I can do differently today that's going to get me to that goal? The other thing we need to do when we come into a place of comparison is we really need to just take a step back and say, what really matters most? Yes, all of those numbers that he just shared are great, and they are all goals that I have for myself as well. However, in the whole scheme of things, if I do all of those things and I don't hug my kids each day, I've not had a win in my day. Now, that's for me. Obviously, everybody else has different wins for themselves, right? But what really matters most in the whole scheme of things, if tomorrow or if today were the last day of your dash, like he said, we call it, what is really going to matter the most? So when you're in this place of comparison, you really do need to take a step back and just get a bird's eye view of, yes, this is amazing. And yes, this is a big goal. However, I need to make sure that this is being accomplished first, or at least at the same time. That's when I'm really going to be able to find that true success. Because if we're so tied to those results, you guys, we're going to freeze up. We're going to get into analysis paralysis and we're going to do nothing. If we get into a state of comparison, we're going to continue to think to ourselves, I cannot be insert name. So I'm not even going to bother trying. Give me a 1 in the chat if you found yourself in that place. I know some of y'all told me on Thursday during DMO that you were already there. Okay. It's not going to get you where you want to be. The other thing that we need to do when we come to a place of comparison is we really need to ask ourselves, what is unique about me? What makes me special? Right? We need to find those things that make us different, make us unique, that are going to leave our own personal imprint on the world. Unless I know there is at least one set of twins in here, but outside of those twins, none of us are the same. None of us look the same. It would be very boring if we were all the same. There is something unique about you. And so when we get into that place of comparison, take a step back and say, what's unique about me? What makes me special? What is one trait that I bring to this world? Because the truth of the matter is that I believe that we have a creator and that he literally looked at this world and said, my masterpiece isn't quite where it needs to be yet. I need a DJ. I need a Debbie. I need a Tina. I need a Jake. I need a Paul. I need a Francois. Okay, now it's looking a little bit more how I wanted it to. And it's a continuous process. So what is unique about you? Now, once you've done those things and you've gotten yourself back into a positive perspective, because you cannot be critical and creative at the same time, and a state of comparison is actually a critical state, not going to get you where you want to be. Now it's time to get into action. So now, once you have got yourself into that space, I want you to pick one goal, the one that's closest to you, not the one that's eon years away, but the one that's closest to you. And I want you to focus on what are the action steps that I can take right now to get to that next goalpost. Yes, I want to be making $5 million a month, but right now I want to get to $500,000 a month, right? I'd be happy with that. That would be a good goalpost to hit on my way to 5 million a month, would you say? So pick the goal that you can focus on, one goal, and start seeing what you can do to get to that place. Who here has heard grass is not always greener on the other side, right? I'm sure we've all heard that. But where the grass is greener is where you water it. And so when we look at that goal and we start focusing on the efforts that we need to hit that goal, rather than trying to compare ourselves and be where somebody else is, we're actually going to get a lot further, a lot faster. Now, where I feel comparison really does play a positive role is that it's information. It's really just information for you. What do you envy about that person? What does that person have that you would like to have or that you would like to emulate? Allow that to be a clue. Instead of compare, let's admire, right? Let's flip the script and let's admire, what do I love about DJ? Well, there's lots of things, but one of the things that I admire about DJ, right, is that he does the DMO every single day. I've been at events with him and I'm like paying attention to the speaker and look over and there's DJ doing his DMO every single day, wherever he is, right? So I admire his consistency, or his new favorite word, continuity. I admire that. So I could compare myself to him. That would be very easy to do, and I could get down on myself. But what if instead you took what you would normally compare yourself about to that person and actually let it be something that you admire about them, and let that be something that fuels you to make a switch and do something different? Okay. So if you hang out with me at all in the DMOs or any type of like mindset stuff that I love to do, because mindset's my thing, you know, I'm all about word swaps. Okay. So I'm all about taking one word and swapping it out with another, because the more that you do that in your mind, the more that when that first word comes up, you're automatically going to start to associate it with that second word. So today I want us to take the word swap, and I want to take compare, and I want to swap it for commit. Every single time that you begin to compare yourself with somebody else, I want you to commit to analyzing that and saying, okay, what do I admire about that person? What actions can I take to get to the goal that would allow me to feel the way that I see them when it comes to success? Whether that be in family, whether that be in relationship, whether that be in business, whatever it may be. Okay, so we're going to stop comparing, and we're going to commit to becoming the best version of ourselves this week and all the weeks to come, because that's how we're going to get to what DJ was talking about today. Thank you, guys.
Give it up for my friend Corinne Carrera. You guys, we're so blessed. We got some amazing people. And I don't know if you guys really understand this, but Corinne is not like an employee of Levarti. She's not an owner. She doesn't have an equity stake as far as like on the documents and everything we're doing. She's on the board of the foundation. She's running the foundation. She's dealing with the families. She's dealing with the cancer center. She's dealing with the vacation specialist. She's dealing with all that. She runs a traditional business that her and her husband are absolutely crushing right now. And she's also building Levarti as a rep like you, but she also helps and has input on the future and the marketing and the ideas and the concepts and plugging into the DMOs. And she's doing this out of the goodness of her heart for free, 90 free. Like literally, she gets paid just like you through the comp plan, just like I do through the comp plan. So just want to put that in perspective for you guys. We are incredibly blessed. In the weeks to come, you're going to hear from some other rising stars and leaders and entrepreneurs that are in our company doing some trainings with us to get different perspectives. All right. Now, I need about 7 minutes of your time. Can you guys all give me another 7, maybe 8 minutes of your time? I want to play a video for you guys. It's only 2 minutes, but I really want all eyes on deck. I want you to mute your phones. I want you to get rid of the distractions, because this 2 minutes changed my life a week ago, actually 10 days ago now. All right. It put it into perspective of what the main thing really is in life, that as we gain adulthood and we get caught in the rat race and the everyday life of chaos and craziness, we forget as adults. But I want to bring you back a minute to what kids actually see, want, and hear today. All right. And then I'm going to come up and just kind of wrap it up. The next 7 minutes are very, very important. But again, just stay focused. I need you to hear the words, the message, and the meaning. Don't zone out. Don't think about what pool you're wanting to get into or how many calls you got to make or if breakfast is in the oven. Like literally just 2 minutes. Turn your volume up so you can hear it. I'll make sure the volume's up on my end so my neighbors can hear it. And I want you guys to listen to this powerful message, and then we'll wrap it up. Sound good? Hold on a minute. Here we go.
If you could have dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would you choose?
Kylie Minogue.
Oh. Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, God, I wouldn't have a clue.
I know, straight up. Paul Hogan.
Kim Kardashian.
No.
I'd like to have dinner with Justin Bieber.
What? He's not coming to my house.
I'd have Bob Hawke.
Dave Hughes.
Barry Humphries.
Jimi Hendrix.
People who have made a difference in the world, maybe Nelson Mandela at the dinner table.
I don't know what he's going to say. I'm scared.
If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, who would you choose?
Probably our whole family, like our whole extended family. Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad. Does it have to be a celebrity? Could it be family?
We love it. We talk about how school is. We ask mum and dad how their day was.
Family.
Yeah, mum and dad.
Family. Who would you like to have dinner with?
They just want to be with us while they're eating food, which is pretty cool.
They see us above everything. I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a message in it for me.
Yes.
What are we having for dinner?
Pretty crazy what they think about versus what we think about, right? Where they just ask who would you like to go to dinner with, and we're naming all these rock stars and movie stars, and at the end of the day, what matters is family, spending time with the people that you care about the most. And I really want you to understand this, because at the end of the day, we teach a lot about prospecting and posting and conversations, but how many of you have heard me say it's not what you say, but it's the meaning and the belief behind what you say? I say this in almost every training I do. It's not the words, it's the passion, it's the conviction. Like, you guys see me on a Saturday, let me tell you something. At a dinner, I'm like this. With my wife on the couch, I'm like this. She's always like, we were in the hot tub last night. She's like, settle down. People are like, you echo, you're loud, you're obnoxious. And I don't care, because I don't care what people think, because I want people to be attracted to who I am as a human being. And I'm the same no matter what. When Jeff Fagan and I went to lunch the other day, we were loud, we were excited, we were visionary. We were talking about the future and what we can do to improve and help more people and all the things. And so I just challenge you guys, coming out of this event and knowing there's bumpy roads in any business, you just have to keep the main thing, and lead with your heart in everything that you do. When you lead with your heart, with passion and conviction, you will move a mountain. I am just telling you flat out, you will do it. And this might be crazy for you to hear, but my goal for you is to post on social media less. Yes, I said it, less. You're like, "Ooh." You don't get paid to post. You get paid to convert, but you need to post less and prospect more, meaning more conversations is the key to success. And I broke it down for you guys earlier. Yes, I post to stay relevant because your social media is a resume. I post to get some engagement, to see so my name is constantly being out there. But ultimately, the number one goal, you should be picking up the phone and stating the obvious. If someone's in your phone you haven't talked to since Nixon was in office, guess what? Call them anyways. Who cares? Say, hey, Dan, I know this is completely out of the dark and super random. I was going through my phone to call somebody else and I saw your name. And I was like, why haven't I reached out to Dan to show them what I'm doing? Because I got the damn cookie, for God's sakes. And so I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know if you'd be open. We definitely need to catch up, but now is definitely not the time. But I'm curious if you know anybody that would love to make some extra money and change the direction of their financial life right now and create more memories and with the people they care about the most. Does anybody come to mind? Like, literally, why can't you just be bold and honest? How many of you have ever been into a debate or a conversation, and when you leave that conversation, you were on the way home talking about how I should have said this, I should have said that, I could have done this better. Why not just do it on the spot and see what the hell happens? What's the worst case scenario? They say no, it's not for them, you're an idiot, you're a scam, you're a pyramid, those things don't work, all the different shit that's out there today. Who cares? Who cares? They're your dreams. They're your goals. So your job is just, my mentor, Mark, he said, DJ, he goes, when you're prospecting, think of a deck of cards. You're looking for the aces. There's not 52 aces in a deck of cards, silly. There's only 4. So you're going to have to flip the cards. You're going to get some 2s, some wannabes, some 7/8. You're going to get some jokers in the deck. But he goes, you got to focus on the prize, the end game, which is flipping the cards, looking for the aces. That's just the way it is. And if you flip the card, don't get frustrated. It's a 3. It's not designed to be an ace. You're looking for the ones that are looking for you. But I'm telling you, yes, keep posting, but stop scrolling. Stop getting caught in the scroll hole and start having more conversations, because the people that have the most conversations will win this game. It's that simple. But you have to lead with your heart, your passion, your conviction. Maybe you don't have to be me, but get your level of vibration up. Maybe you have to run up and down the stairs, do some burpees, do something to get your heartbeat going before you get on the phone, so you can barely catch your breath, so people actually pay attention to what you have to say. I am telling you guys, I can't express this enough. I am telling you, Levarti will be a household name, just like Netflix. Forget your network marketing industry. That's a small industry. I'm talking big. We're talking global. Like our 2.0 product will be global. The compensation that we have attached to this, you will be able to go after any travel agent in the world. And I guarantee you, they do not have the compensation structure that we're launching on 2.0 on the travel agent commissions when people book travel. Those two things, those two mumbles that I just did, will help this company become $1 billion company in many years to come. And you're here early. You're in the garage. You're in the lab. You're in this with the scientists co-creating this thing. I'm just telling you, you are at the right place at the right time. Put your blinders on. Quit worrying about what other people are doing. Start focusing on your dreams and your goals, and be loud about them. Be proud about them. Talk crazy. Let people think you're nuts. Listen, my family thinks I'm nuts. My friends think I'm nuts. That means I'm on track. I'm okay being a nut. All right. Every squirrel needs a nut. It's all good. I'm good like that. Be a nut. It's be crazy. Talk loud. Talk outside the box. Think big. Stop thinking so small. Believe you deserve it, and you will get it. You just have to understand success is so close to you guys right now. You just got to put yourself in a position. I'll end it with this. All right. Over the next several months, you will be grossly underpaid for the amount of work that you do. Whenever you're building the foundation, you're always putting more work than the results that come out. That's just the way it is. That's entrepreneurship. That's business. You're going to be grossly underpaid for the next 6 months or so. All right. Then it's going to start to balance out a little bit. But over time, especially pool 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and the pool, when we're doing 2, 3, 4, 5 million a month, write this down. I will be grossly overpaid and underworked, because it will flip over time. All right. You want to stay for that. That's like going up the roller coaster. You're overworked and underpaid. You get to the top. It's all good. And all of a sudden it's hanging. And here you go. You're going to be grossly overpaid and underworked, and you're going to enjoy the ride. But you have to get to the top of the roller coaster to enjoy the ride down. Right now we're going up. This is a testament. All right. And I want you to understand something. All right. Every test is creating your testimony. Every test, every obstacle is part of the journey to get you on that stage in front of tens of thousands of people to share your story, to impact at least one person somewhere around the world. And if you quit too soon on your dreams, your goals, your story that could have impacted somebody now will never impact anybody, because you quit too soon. It's not just about you. It's about who you can impact. That is what the message is today. I hope you guys had a great Saturday training. We are very excited about the future of what we got. I'm telling you, 2.0 will be amazing. Our systems are getting fine-tuned. Our product is dialed in. Our comp plan is dialed in. You are going to want to be at our events, our curated trips in the weeks and months to come. And I can't wait to see you guys at one of the events over the next 90 days. Have a great day. Have a great night. Kick some butt, take some names. We're grateful for you. From Jake, Bart, myself, we love you. We're blessed that you're a part of this community, and take care, everybody.